You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen called on NATO member states and U.S. allies that have been signatories to the Cluster Munitions Convention to take responsibility and help prevent any attempt to use the weapons in the Ukraine war. In a Twitter post last night, the Prime Minister called on the United Kingdom, Spain, Germany, and Canada, all U.S. allies and signatories of the Convention on Cluster Munitions, to join together and prevent U.S. President Joe Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky from using cluster bombs in the war against Russia. His call is a response to President Joe Biden's announcement last week that the U.S. would be sending cluster munitions as part of an $800 million military aid package to the Ukraine in its fight against the Russian invasion. The UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Spain all voiced opposition to the move, which Biden called, quote, a very difficult decision. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak stated that as a signatory to the Convention on Cluster Munitions, Britain will not encourage the use of cluster munitions in war. He added that NATO still has many ways to help the Ukraine without the use of cluster munitions. Cluster munitions are a type of bomb that, when dropped, emit many smaller bombs that can kill without discretion. Another controversial feature of the weapons is their dud rate, which leaves behind unexploded ordnance that can affect civilian populations during and long after the conflict has ended. The U.S. dropped cluster bombs in Cambodia during the 1960s and 70s, and there are still estimated to be between 5 and 6 million unexploded bombs that threaten Cambodian lives more than 50 years later. The Convention on Cluster Munitions was signed by 123 countries in Dublin, Ireland in May 2008. The convention was enforced and became part of international law on August 1, 2010. Neither the U.S., Ukraine, nor Russia are signatories of the convention. However, the cluster munitions approved to be sent by Biden do break a U.S. law which forbids the production, use, or transfer of cluster munitions with a failure rate of more than 1%. Kristen Winters, EAC News.